You're watching The Tesla Life live with your host, Mark Coughlin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tesla Live number 438, November the 19th, 2025. And we got a great show for you tonight. But first, let me introduce my co-hosts. We have Mr. Casey Green joining us from an undisclosed location near a Wawa. How you doing, Casey?
Doing all right. I didn't yet find the time to remove the frame from the camera now that I don't need to shine a screen into it because of these. So
Nice.
In personal news, I managed to obtain my X handle, so I'm no longer the G custom. This box is getting smaller every week. I'm no longer G custom. You can still find me there, but I am at Casey Green on X.
Very good.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Also with us, as per usual, Mr. Patrick Connor from the West Coast. How are you today, sir?
Hello, I am doing great. And despite the darkness here, we actually had a pretty sunny day for this time of year. So cranked out a few kilowatt hours today, which is nice.
Yeah, but it's quickly turned to midnight there, it looks like.
Exactly. Yes. Yep. The days are shorter now, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. The lightsaber in the background is really lighting up the room. Very good.
So I've got one for you, Patrick, in the personal news side. Were your units part of the recall or no?
No. So Power Walls have been recalled. The recall started. Yeah, Powerwall 2s. It started in Australia, and they were doing a quiet recall here in the U.S. where if you had a unit that had been impacted, they were sending out a firmware update that would effectively say they're going to drain and then not recharge, and then the Tesla was coming out and replacing them. In some cases with even better stuff. Sometimes the new Powerwall 3s and
nice.
So and now that a recall has gone from a Tesla voluntary recall to a full recall, and I have not been impacted by it. And I think I'm really close to. I think I got mine like a month. So the ones that were made a month after mine are in the recall, but not mine.
Okay. Yeah, and they had two levels of that. Basically, your Powerwall would phone home if it was. They're always phoning home, but it had another level if it was kind of marginal and in that group, and then they would basically, like Patrick said, tell your machine not to charge up anymore, and then they would dispatch a Tesla authorized personnel, and they would give you some kind of swap out. But they had another level where if your machine screamed out, they would send a fire trailer to your house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was Tesla employees. And it doesn't sound like they needed too many of them, but it also sounds like they either learned something from Australia or they were just ready and prepared. But it's good to see.
It's funny. When I got these, a friend of mine, she's PhD, smart guy, was like, "Oh, I would never have those. The fire hazard for that much energy, it doesn't matter how it's stored." I'm like, "So I'm putting them on my garage. Do you have a gas car in your garage?" He's like, "Well, yeah." So you already have actually a bigger fire hazard in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, okay, yeah, but there's no reason to add another risk." And I'm like, "Oh, now you're just all right, fine."
So does that play at all into why the or is that just code don't have batteries on a living wall, or is it just the noise?
I think you can. So you definitely, they do have fans and there is some noise. It's about the same as a refrigerator. You would not want to have them by a bedroom window or something like that. Mm-hmm. We put them on the north side of the house just so they don't get sun exposure, and that just happens to be the right place for them, because that's where all of our circuit breaker was on that same wall in the garage on the other side. So ours are outside. A lot of times they recommend indoors if you can. Yeah. But we didn't have a setup. It just wouldn't have worked inside.
A lot of room inside, depending on how you mount them. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that was
we had a lot of wall space on the outside, though.
Yeah. that was another question of mine. Was if they, as I read through all the manuals before I got mine. I wonder if mine's in it. I'll have to ask my dad.
Oh yeah.
Before I got mine, I read through all the manuals to see. I saw that they said don't put them in the direct sunlight. I'm like, well, they've got cooling and heating. Is that just an abundance of caution?
Right, but then you end up wasting more of the energy doing cooling instead of actually what you want to use it for, which is not self-maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, you were having problems with yours. It wouldn't get the latest firmware update because it was offline for too long. If it's in this recall and you can just get a swap that way, problem solved.
Yeah, it was one of the top contenders for South Carolina. My dad got a little trophy on his phone because how much solar went through it, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. So it is working. All right. Yeah. Because I remember you were talking about for a while you hadn't used it and it was having problems getting updates because of that.
Yeah, because we were gonna put it on our house and then things got all squirrely and we ended up taking an offer and ended up in another part in another rental. I was like, well, you're only supposed to have this thing offline for like 4 to 6 months, so whoa. And so we put it on my dad's house.
Yeah, we're definitely using it. Ironically, I certainly use it to time shift our solar, but in the winter when we don't have as much solar, it's being charged off peak overnight. So that supplements our solar during the day. So yeah, the battery gets used year round. Where the solar is mostly used in the summer and used a lot less in the winter.
There you go. Yeah. So also for anybody who's not aware, the Powerwall 3 uses a different chemistry. It uses the lithium iron phosphate, which is a lot more resistant to whatever's happening here.
Yes, definitely a more stable. But I'm still not worried, even if you have NMC chemistry. If you know how to thermally manage those cells, which Tesla absolutely does, there's no. You can't say there's no risk, but there's no significant risk. It's a statistically improbable event.
Yeah, although if you have yours set to never phone home, you might be interested in turning them on for a little while, get a firmware update, let them talk to the mothership, see if they need this, and then you can take them back offline again. Like maybe it's you don't want to pay for internet, maybe it's a hassle to have internet out there. Who knows?
Yeah, I was just trying to. Why would you not want them
well, if you're
online?
like in a cabin in the woods, and if you put the Wi-Fi over there, you got to buy another router. Or
if you have to do some hotspot and you have to pay for that data, maybe not. Okay, yeah. So here's a case where you definitely want to get the latest update just to make sure that you're being safe. And I would do that at least annually.
Yeah.
Yep, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about the top story this week, which is the possibility that Apple CarPlay is coming to Tesla, and this has come from a few separate sources as they were talking about this, news media sources, and it's kind of surprising. I didn't think that this would be even considered because Tesla has their system is pretty well wrapped up nicely. You've got software engineers that have designed it. And these guys are used to doing apps and other things, and they have a really comprehensive package, an infotainment package that works well with cell phones. It works well with the different apps that they've added to the car over the years. And I'm kind of surprised that Apple CarPlay is even a consideration at this point. I understand Apple Music because people pay for that and they've subscribed to it over years, if not decades. And they would like to have their, playlists and stuff that they have on their phone right on their car. I get that. But when it comes to Apple CarPlay, this is a system that is supposed to, in a number of ways, it replaces the car's infotainment system. So it's a third-party group that has
more.
It has looked at what they feel are the imperatives for the owner of the car to see what information they show, how they display it, how they integrate it with their map program. And it's kind of strange. When I took a Model S for a test drive, which must have been at this point maybe 9 years ago, that was my first exposure inside of a Tesla. And I had asked the person giving the test drive, I said, well, is Tesla going to add CarPlay to this at some point? And he goes, once you get used to our infotainment system, he said, CarPlay isn't really required because it plugs and plays with a number of things, and it's a system that gives you everything you need. And once I got my car, I understood what he was talking about because I've had CarPlay in a previous GM vehicle, but I've never really wanted it since I moved to Tesla because their infotainment system is so inclusive. It has everything it seems that I need. What did you guys think of this announcement? Does this make any sense?
It makes sense, and I don't personally need or want it. Patrick and I were discussing this weekend, and we were talking about whether or not we believe the source. Yes, but it makes sense when you look at the percentage of the market that iPhone has, and then you look at the percentage of the market that Tesla has, and then you look at what they're trying to do is, be an all-on autonomy and AI company. So why not meet the customers where they are? And if somebody has that smaller screen in the back seat, or I guess it's a giant screen in the cyber cab, but right now the smaller screen in the back of the Model Y, why not let it get taken over by Apple? And then I guess you're gonna have to do Google, otherwise you'll hear rabble and pitchforks. But I don't know that Tesla would want to go as far as Apple wants, and that's probably part of the reason everybody else is pulling out of these two programs. It's not that you need special chips; you just need USB and a license. But Apple wants to control. They want to take over your gauges and all your displays and do themes, and they don't. It was cool, and they like the idea of the customers being able to customize. But then they're like, wait, that means that we are fungible. Nah, get out of my car.
Yeah, GM pulled out of it because of that reason. They didn't want the control to spread more to Apple than what was already there. And they had an issue with that, and of course with Google Play, they had an issue with it as well. But it seemed that those two tech companies were wanting to really control everything on the center stack of the car, and I think those companies got a little bit spooked that it was going to at one point take over. They would be a second thought when it came to how people use their infotainment systems. It would be just Apple or Google.
Yeah.
Yes. So go ahead, Casey.
Digital Blade was wondering what it might look like, and part of the reason we were suspecting it wasn't there to begin with, aside from not spending any money on Apple and Google, was that it would be just a window, and on the legacy screens that would have looked probably fine. It would have been bigger than anything they ever did, but they being the head units on the other vehicles. But on the modern Tesla interface with the horizontal screen, it would look a little weird. And to take over part of the binnacle on the two legacy cars, that's not a touchscreen, so it also wouldn't work as a smaller screen for them there. So I figured it probably still would be a window, but they might do the takeover thing. And as Lee is pointing out right there, you've got all your apps and stuff, and so there really isn't much left of CarPlay and everything. So maybe it's just going to be the handshake protocol, and then the ability to run whatever apps are already in the two car platforms. There's not much left, but at the same time, to not have the checkbox and then have somebody who's comparing cars, one's got the box and the other doesn't, and they're new to EVs. So why not put it in there versus having a friction point?
Yeah, that's where I fall on this as well. Is that just like you asked, Mark? A lot of people do test drives ask because the relationship people have with their phone is addictive, and you never want to come in between that. You want to support that because it matters to so many people. So if you, like you said, you can get used to it, but who wants to be told you can get used to something else instead of you can have the thing you love? That's the right answer. If you want to move metal, you say yes. If someone says, do you support Android Auto? Do you support Apple CarPlay? The answer is yes. And then after they have it, maybe they end up not using it because this Tesla one's pretty good. Actually, it's faster if I do this instead of connect that and do this. But you want them to discover that on their own. You want to be able to tell them you can have the thing that you want.
Exactly. And then you have cases like what I had where that's not the only time I used it, but the only time I put any effort into using Android Auto was in that stupid Jeep truck base model rental that I had where I couldn't work any of the stuff because it was all probably partly rental, partly because it was super base. Nothing against buying base cars, but rental base cars suck. And so rather than figure out their mess, I just plugged in my phone. It's like, hey, we've got this stuff. I'm like, all right, you can have a limited access to my phone via the cable. They offered it wireless. I'm like, I don't want that. But what I did like with the cable was it also paired my phone over Bluetooth to their head unit, so I didn't have to do that extra step.
Right.
But there, I already knew the interface of my phone. I didn't have to learn anything new, and that was probably better. And I guess if that was my car, I might slowly learn, just like Patrick said, slowly wean myself from the garbage and then get into the head unit. Although I don't know about Stellantis, Chrysler. They haven't been great on electronics, and their Uconnect got the whole scary headlines about, oh, your car can be hacked and somebody can steer you into a ditch. So maybe not them, but anybody else's head unit seems pretty decent, and I probably would have just weaned myself into it. But so
I remember with my GM Volt that having CarPlay as an option, which was the first vehicle I ever had that had CarPlay as an option. It was magical. Like it really changed the game because the GM system didn't hold a candle to what Apple CarPlay was.
Right.
It was still bad
CarPlay
then?
was so much better on all the different levels. And because they're a software company, they've designed a software package to work with, as similar as their phone. So
car infotainment systems are notoriously horrible.
Yeah. But I was pleasantly surprised when I took possession of the Model 3 that the Tesla system was that good. Like it was,
and that was 7 years ago. Yes.
Yeah, it was. It's been updated since then, but still, it's something that as CarPlay has been too, to be honest. But it is
not the same level though.
That Tesla was able to, again, being very proficient in software, they were able to design an infotainment system that certainly was on par with Apple CarPlay, at least, if not better, in my eyes.
Yeah, and then you had I had the two. Well, you had the other Volt as well, but I had the two other Volts. I had the one with the hard drive, so it had Bluetooth, but there was a bug that they didn't ever bother fixing, where the Bluetooth could get into a state where it freezes everything but the ability for the car to drive, including the speedometer, but not the backup camera because that would be a recall. And that was fun.
You want that one to go out so that the whole thing gets fixed on their dime.
Right.
So in the chat room, we've got Budget, Lee Moon, we've got Digital Blade, JT24 is out there. What do you guys think? Is this something that you would like to have? Is this something that you would take if they upgraded it, or is this something that doesn't make any sense? And if you haven't chimed into the chat room already, answer the question anyways. Just put down whether or not Apple CarPlay is something that you would like as an option, or if you have no real interest. Let us know.
And they did improve it after, like 1 year later. I was on the 2012, had the hard drive and the nav and all that. And then the next year, still had all that package, but it was the hard drive was gone. Obviously, they went with another supplier. And the software was better and more stable, but then it was still a Volt Gen 1 with, the stack of soft touch buttons. That you learned the ones you needed, but you never really learned all of them without looking. And then Mark got his he had that one, but he got a Gen 2, which had the CarPlay, which sounds like a better experience, really.
Do you want to know the real reason I think they're doing this?
Why?
Yeah.
It's for robotaxis. You're going to have people that don't have a Tesla cloud profile, so Tesla doesn't know all of their favorites and stations and all that stuff. But if they can just come in, use their phone, and boom, it's there.
Why not use that opportunity to create them a cloud profile? I didn't have one until many years in, just because my car is a legacy. But now I've got one. It follows me around whenever I'm in the news.
Well, you're right, Patrick. Like Patrick says, it's a quick connect at that moment.
Absolutely.
And you know, if you only take you've taken the ride because it was convenient or available, and you're not sure if you'll ever take another
fair enough.
cyber cab drive again, you would say, I'm not going to create a profile. Like we say many times with a new system, it's like, I'm not doing a profile. I'm going in as guest. I don't care.
Right.
But if you start taking just do over and over, that may entice you to build your own. But being able to plug in immediately and just listen to some music you wanted to, that might be a big plus.
I think actually it would be a good experience for them to do it that way. Just automatically create your cloud profile, let you stream in over your phone or tablet or whatever, and then next time you get in, hey, I set the temperature 69, and there it is again. I was listening to this when my phone disconnected for some reason, and here it is again.
Yeah, right.
And then they slowly see the connection.
It's frictionless as possible.
Yeah,
that's how you want to do it.
Yeah, not that the seats adjust on the Robotaxi, but stuff that you can put in the profile, just do it.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, this has not been announced by any point, but it has been reported on in a number of different places. So I'm not really sure if this is what's going to happen or if it's just been leaked. Although it wasn't Green the only that found any code, right?
No, it was Bloomberg reported it, so that's why I'm kind of apprehensive. One, because it's such a marked change from what we've seen with them and their reasoning. But like with Patrick, I'm saying, it makes sense if they do it, and I can see the utility. But I'm not holding my breath for this thing to happen either.
Yeah, which means I doubt it'll be in the holiday update. I don't think it'll be this. We would probably have already seen hints of the codes sneaking out from, and Green would have reported something. So it's probably next year.
I got an update this afternoon. I didn't try it out yet. Yeah, they updated the dash cam interface. I don't know what that means because like I said, I haven't been out to the car yet, and they haven't deemed me worthy of getting it over the phone because while Mark's car is older, my car can't do it. That's neither here nor there. But so basically, what I'm getting at there is I don't have the remote connection, so I'll have to sit in it to see what they changed.
Yeah, speaking of updates, any of you in the chat, have you got the latest FSD 14.1.7? I'm still on 14.1.4, and it looks like .7 is going wide, and I'm just not one of the lucky early receivers of it. So if any of you got it, let me know.
All we have to do is go to our screens and hit advanced, and I hit it a couple times and nothing.
Hit standard and then hit advanced again, just to make sure it knew.
Turn it off, turn it back on.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna reboot my car.
I hit the button, and the Tesla tech showed up with a computer in his hand. This is shh, don't tell nobody about this computer.
Yep, Lee's still with me on .4.
Another piece of news is that speaking of the Cybercab, Robotaxi has been approved for paid rides now in Arizona. So they got the approval from the regulatory commission in Arizona, and they've been granted the license to operate the service for paid ride sharing.
Which method are they using? Because we saw them do the application.
It was not announced as to whether or not we need a person behind the wheel or just in the front seat. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's basically that.
So it hasn't said, but the article did indicate that Tesla would be getting ready to put this live fairly quickly, they believe. So it is interesting that and Lee has got some news that adds on to it, is that the Robotaxi app is now available for anyone to download off the stores. So you can just type in Robotaxi, do a search, and it'll come up. I'm sorry, only if you have iOS.
Android folks are left out in the cold again.
I guess it won't work on my iPad.
Yeah, we can't get the Grok agents or whatever they're called.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Yep. But iOS users can download the app. I looked it up today and grabbed a copy of it. So
right.
and of course, it's not going to work for you if you try to hail a service and you're outside of the geofence zones of the 2 existing areas and soon to be Arizona. But
I might take my iPad there one day. I've got cellular. Let's see if it lets me have it.
Do you think it'll stay a separate app, or do you think it'll eventually integrate into the Tesla app?
They sold it that way, and it only makes sense to do it that way as well.
I think it does make sense to have it separate at this point.
Yeah, at this point, hail service, which is I don't need to check my solar panel results at the same time I'm hailing a robo-taxi. So
yeah,
I think a separate app's fine.
At the same time, though, you might have solar or just a battery and not a car, or you have a car and none of those things. So they can do it smoothly. They know how.
Well, I'm sure they could if they wanted to. Probably makes sense to have a smaller, less intensive app as well.
Yeah, just to focus on one thing.
A sole purpose. And
but it seems to be a little bit of a effort to have 2 separate apps versus it seems they do a good job siloing everything into one.
Yeah.
Either way,
I guess we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
So we'll keep our eye on the news for the when Arizona gets a fleet, and it's probably going to be the Phoenix area most likely, but we'll see if it goes beyond that. But Phoenix is a large metropolitan area, and of course there's a few ride-hailing services that made Phoenix their test bed too. So they're very used to that there, and I think the streets are really wide and inviting for a ride-sharing application. You
don't have a lot of rain and snow to deal with. The roadways are modern, well-marked, wide. So there's a lot of it's I don't know what's the right phrase. It's a nice training ground. It's an easy play area. It's got padded corners.
Yeah.
Although that doesn't mean. I mean, one of the reason that Uber got out of this was because a fatal accident happened in that area.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean it's not still. Just because it has all those advantages doesn't mean it's not an important thing to take care of. So I am not sure about this, but my understanding is that the license that Tesla has allows them to do it without any safety driver at all, but that doesn't mean they're going to start that way.
Yeah, they said they're not doing that soon.
Exactly. They want to be safe about it, so they're going to have a safety monitor, whichever seat they're sitting in, when they first roll it out. And the license is statewide, which means they could go, to any part of the state they want. And of course, just like Mark said, they're going to go after the large population areas, of course. But they don't have to, talk to each city to try to get a license to operate there.
Yeah, you're not blocked from installing it on an iPad. So if you have an iPad with cellular, it's not a terrible choice. It's not a pocketable choice, but it's not a terrible choice.
I bet it would let you download it even if you only had a Wi-Fi iPad.
Yeah,
probably.
You could do.
Just you can only hail from your house though. Whenever you get somewhere, you're stuck there.
Once the car shows up, you connect to Wi-Fi and you can use it.
Or run into your local McDonald's in that area and use their Wi-Fi.
Yes. Yeah, find a Starbucks or whatever.
Stand under the Supercharger.
Exactly. So that's kind of interesting. That we believe that Phoenix will be the next area, certainly Arizona, because of the approval. But it's going to be interesting to see what kind of a chunk they take out of Phoenix too, because of course Cybercab's Robotaxi's area has been expanding in each of the other 2 areas, Austin and the San Francisco Bay Area. But it's expanded a few times. I think in Austin's case, it expanded 4 times or maybe 5. But San Francisco has certainly grown around the Bay Area too. So it will be interesting to see what type of chunk they take out of Phoenix to start with, and how that compared with the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the airport around Phoenix?
Sky Harbor Airport is fairly close to the downtown core.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find it on a map.
if your ride is taking place without a safety driver present in the driver's seat. Oh wait, yeah, never mind. Sorry, I thought it said without any employee. Never mind.
And as Patrick looks that up, we got the next story, which, Casey, have you heard about this milestone that happened with the Superchargers?
Yeah, get another cool supercharger, but not in the States. So was it Tunisia? The 75,000th supercharger has been deployed. Less than 5 months from when we hit number 70,000. So Marcus probably already added it to the supercharger tag. What do you call it?
Supercharger flag.
Supercharger flags on X. Yeah.
Oh, so did they do a cool flag on their number 75,000?
They didn't do a flag. They did
It's South Hobart, Tasmania, is where it was installed. But it's not really all that impressive, I have to say, for an overlay on such a prestigious number.
Huh. And, yeah, it looks like there's a little plaque at the bottom, and that's about it. And maybe it's just gray instead of white. That's it.
That's
put it on screen. It's reminiscent of the original red one that we got here in the States. Or did we get 2 red ones here in the States? I think we got 2 red ones. But either way,
I thought number 50,000 was but still the red one was pretty cool looking. I mean,
yeah, it stood out. This one's just like, oh, that one got painted funny. Oh, there's a plaque.
Yeah,
it almost looks like they ran out of paint, and the white was short that day, and they just kept it the original gray color.
That one got a little dusty.
This is my car. I'm still in the Bondo phase. I haven't.
Exactly. Yeah,
someone backed into this one.
I think someone at Tesla's got to, like Tasmania's got a flag. I'm sure you could have done that.
Step up their game.
Yeah, but I get it's the 75,000th worldwide. It's not, that there's 75,000 in Tasmania.
You know what? It might be because it is, because ours was the same way. It wasn't the X number in the States. It was the X number in the world.
Right.
And was it Japan got 2? No, it wasn't Japan. It was one of the controversial ones. China or Taiwan or Singapore. One of them got 2, and one was their flag, and one was local.
That's right.
But because it was a contested zone, they didn't even get their own flag. They got a neutral
metallic
flag.
Blue, or the red is done. Okay, so do a metallic orange or something like.
Yeah, just have 75K in a big stylized Tesla font or something.
Yeah, that's what the plaque is for.
Yeah, okay. Put it on the
look where the plaque is too. Like it's the bottom center. It's a white plaque. It's like come on.
Get down on your hands and knees so you can read it. Come on.
Hope that the person there isn't like sunbathing or whatever. Got their car backed up upon it.
At least you're not going to be breathing exhaust fumes from a tailpipe when you're.
So further credence to the Bloomberg rumor there. One of the first things you see after you're out of the area, and which 2 areas they support, is a big picture of the rear screen of the Model Y. It's got a music sign and a video sign, and that's the first thing they show you before how to get in and before how to use the trunk. So there's a possibility there.
Yeah, I do believe it's coming. I think it's more than a rumor. But
yeah, so here they could have at least done the state color or something. I mean.
Well, if it's a worldwide one, have flags from around the world on it. I don't know.
Or make all of those ones red.
Put a shot of Earth from space and put 75,000 or something like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like a big supercharger map up to that point.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. That's something really cool. And then for number 5,000 in the country or whatever they use for this country, then they can do the cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like someone needs to listen to the show, get a few ideas, but it's kind of disappointing. But okay,
it works.
It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. At least they have. I mean, that's what other network is that big? Every other one is maybe a third that size, if that.
Right.
So
right. And to do 5,000 in 5 months, it's also not bad. That's 1,000 a month, basically.
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
Next, wanted to share a little video that I got from our X feed, which is at the Tesla Life, if you're not already following us there. But check this out.
There we go. Check this out. Oh, that looks like Will.i.am's Model S.
But look at that.
Bubbles! Who doesn't
Oh,
like
you
bubbles?
can't say it's zero emissions now. Look at that exhaust.
Although
Well,
Will.i.am
this is
just
pretty
doubles
sweet.
Tesla.
I like the lights. Yeah, that is
The
cool.
vents and the exhaust are
Man,
really cool.
bubble
This is like-
exhaust. Let me tell you, that's much better than the fake sound that a third-party group tried to sell for Teslas.
It's probably got that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
But,
Mine wasn't quite that cool, but when I did 4th of July parades in my Leaf, I had a bubble machine that I would put on the roof and spewing out bubbles. And yeah, the kids loved it. And plus all the candy I was throwing, that helped.
Well, that would help too, I'm sure. Yes. But you can see that this is fairly modified. You've got flared fenders on this.
Wide body, yeah.
You've certainly got some a different
underglow.
Yeah.
I like the taillights.
I like the blue. That's it's unique.
Yeah,
sure.
Built into the mirrors and the front lid is
So that would probably be compliant with the autonomous driving lighting modification that Nevada allows, unless it's the wrong color, blue, purple.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can turn all of these off, so if you're cruising down the freeway, you don't get ticketed for it. Oh, what does that say on the back? That's not Tesla.
Would you drive this Tesla?
RUINED.
He ruined it. Ah, that's awesome.
Oh, it spells out ruined.
So I assume Ruined is a body shop that does this kind of stuff.
I don't know.
That's a good question. No.
Or does it mean that he's ruined? He's just he's got too much.
That's pretty sweet.
That matters more than that.
But that the unique taillights in blue, is that legal blue? I don't think so.
No.
Well, like I said,
be red.
If it's in autonomy mode and you're in Nevada, yes, but it's not that. You can have red or amber, and that's it. And white if you're in reverse.
Yeah, so I'm sure that this is all for in stationary mode. That when you're driving, it has a compliant mode.
Yeah,
it's not that ruined. It's not totally broken.
Right, it's ruined. If it's not that, then it has to be a show car. But I don't know anybody who would turn their car into that kind of a show car. It's kind of limiting.
Yeah. Oh, there are some that would do it for sure, but
for the track and display only.
Yeah.
I trailered everywhere.
Yeah. There are a few like it, but like I said, you probably expect it to see even more done to it, so to the point where it's worth not driving it anywhere.
Exactly. So it's I thought that was kind of cool though. Different take on it.
It was tastefully done.
Yeah. And what do we got next? Oh yes, last week we were talking a little bit about Optimus. And about first generation Optimus. Well, this article came out during this week, and I thought I would share it. Of course, we put all the articles linked in the notes if you'd like to go to it at some point. Yeah. But this article is indicating that the Tesla is targeting a $20,000 price for Optimus for the first generation that they're going to introduce to the public. Now, targeting and what it actually becomes are two different things. Because I remember the Cybertruck target, and that never happened. So keep that in mind. But there was also an article or two about how the ramp up of a line for producing Optimus was starting to take shape. So Tesla is getting ready to put Optimus into production. And as we mentioned last week, this line is going to take up far less space in the factory. It'll be smaller, more compact, because of course the end product is smaller and more compact. But it is interesting that they're saying that 20K is about the amount.
Yeah. It's less than they had implied and guided for, so maybe it will. That'd be fun. The one in the photo is a little bit shorter than the ones I'm used to looking at. I don't know if they squished it or
is it just because it's squatting, trying to fill a plant with water?
Well, we've seen them bend and stuff. I don't think we've seen too many of them squat. Yeah, that could be why. Maybe it's just adjusting to the plant.
Yeah.
It's like overhand and squatting. Like it's a weird. Whatever. It's a robot. Do it. Water the plant, robot.
Yeah, or it was just photoshopped in there. Oh, that's later. Who
robot,
knows?
get out of my face when you water plants. You make me queasy because you do it funny.
You program that in. It only does it when you're out of the house.
Yeah.
There is a weird uncanny valley where I don't want the robot to move too human-like. I want to clearly indicate that it's a robot. So, you know what I mean?
I'm fine with it being like human smooth, but yeah, I would like to always know that it's a robot versus like a cyborg. I don't care if a cyborg blends in unless they unless they've got like armor, not like armor, but like armorment, like place my forearm with a gun.
Do you not think that Optimus's black shield is going to be a pretty in your face type view that this is an android, this is a robot?
Oh, yeah. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to confuse it for a person, but there's some bots that walk really horribly, and some that had normal human sway in their cadence, and I was like, okay, is that a person in a suit? And then you see it do something else, like twist its torso 180 and go the other way, and you're like, no, okay, it's not. Yeah,
if it moves human and then does like the weird stuff with the joints, please don't do that.
Yeah, it just makes me it looks painful. Ow,
you're right, and some
that was my
people,
reaction seeing that thing get up off the ground.
Some people actually, it becomes creepy, and it becomes something that you necessarily wouldn't want around you because it bothers your senses. It just bothers you, and you don't want to look at it. So
what was that? Was that Figure or Boston Robotics that did where they did the hyperextended joints?
So they have to think about that kind of stuff. We're not at that phase. I mean, right now they're just trying to get them to work. But if it looks like someone doing the robot dance, I'm happier with it.
Yeah. But if you give it like lifelike skin and stuff, then it better be clear that it's a full on artificial being. But at the same time, people are integrating cybernetics into themselves. Like I'm fine with somebody who has the Neuralink, and if they get just a replacement, legs and stuff or something like that, they don't need to look funny. But if it's just completely artificial and there's anything there, then I would definitely prefer it always have metal skin or something, so you can just tell, all right, that's a machine.
Yeah. Have you guys read Murderbot, the Murderbot Diaries?
Not yet.
Oh, it's a fun series. The first book is pretty short, and it's a fun read. I won't spoil it.
Interesting that this will be. Well, JT's got a good point too. Is outside of paying outright, I think there'll be a lease or financing program for Optimus.
Well, there'll definitely be a financing program at that price point, but I would also prefer a lease. I might want to own Optimus Gen 3 or 4 or 5, but especially knowing the way that Tesla does their legacy products, I would definitely prefer a lease. And all right, I'll take the next one now.
Yeah, that's a great idea for if you want to, get it early and play with it. A lease is a great way to. I don't know if it was $20,000 outright, but you can pay. I don't know what the payments would be. Let's say you could pay $4,000 a year. After 2 years, you send it back. Now you didn't pay $20,000. You only paid $8,000 or whatever the numbers work out to be.
Yeah,
the usage fee, basically a rental, and then the depreciation.
And Dan's right too. There's going to be a business about making stick-on faces for Optimus, I'm sure. If not I've seen some artist renderings where they've put lights underneath the black face of Optimus, which obviously isn't there now, or it hasn't been shown, but people have imagined putting like pixeled faces inside the black of the shield, making smiles, or one was horrifying. I saw one that was absolutely horrifying. But,
there were a couple renders of it before they added the LED rainbow beard thing.
Right.
Yeah.
The framing around the black.
Yeah. The light bar. They call the light bar the one on the outside, the headlights. What do they call the one on the inside of the car?
The ambient lights?
Not the ambient lights. Where you can change the color. You've got it there on your dashboard. What do they call it? Or they just rolled it into ambient?
Yeah, those are ambient lights.
Because on mine, those are just white, and they're in the floor.
Actually, well, I don't think that those are anything but white in the new cars either, right? Like
on the base model,
on the ceiling, on the roof. If you press the button to turn a light on for like a map reading light.
Oh, like the footwells. I think
I'm talking the one across the dashboard and the doors.
That's the light bar, right? That's what you're talking about.
Light bars usually on the front out exterior. I think is what people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But whatever they call that on the dashboard and the doors is probably what they're going to call the beard or chin strap on the.
Okay.
Because it's the same color range and tone and quality.
Ambient light strips.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's just that mine aren't RGB and the new ones are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, they had some blue for a while. That was weird. Like I'd get into a loaner or a rental. It's like, why is it everything in here blue? And then they had some yellow ones for a while. That made sense.
Remember the Volt had a medium blue color for ambient light in the Gen 2s.
No, Gen 2, yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of cool.
I don't know. You're supposed to have red because it doesn't ruin your night vision. Blue is a horrible choice.
Some kind of green, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, blue if it's not shining in your face, right? If it's like wheel wells and stuff, like down in the doors.
Yeah, it was like almost like on the edge of ultraviolet blue, darker than Mark's background there. Like an odd choice, like a street lamp that went out and gone purple.
Right.
You see that from the highway if you're driving on a highway, and some companies choose blue, almost a neon blue, a dark neon blue.
No, that's not intentional. That means that part of that light has failed. There's I should find the clip and we share it in the comments.
Yeah.
There was a whole decade where these lights were being installed, and now they're at the point where they're failing. And so it was like a fluorescent light where the actual light that it generates excites something else, then that illuminates the color that you expect. But the second stage has failed. So now you get this blue color, meaning that this is I need to be replaced color, but they're not getting replaced very often.
Okay.
That does it intentionally that I really don't care for. There's a chain of glasses retailers. They pick this particular blue that you can't see if you need glasses. I'm like, well.
Maybe they want everyone to look at their sign and say, man, that's fuzzy. I do need glasses.
I guess I'll go to a place where I can read the sign, though.
It's a campaign to try to sell more product.
Exactly. This eyeglass company's signs are all out of focus for everybody. They're getting business like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, they started a new business selling signs to other companies just to sell more glasses.
Oh.
Very good. Jesus put in a comment about CarPlay as well. Yep, Apple users want it. I can definitely see that.
You can entrench in that ecosystem, and it's just where you want to live.
I'm bucking the trend. I'm an Apple user, have been from day one, and I have no desire to have it. Like, really. Yeah, I'll take it as a free upgrade. Okay, great. Yeah. Maybe I'll flip into it here and there, but I'm just sold on the infotainment that I've had now for over 7 years.
Yeah.
Right. So it'll be interesting if it comes out, get you to try it as someone who says, I don't need this, just to see if it makes it easier for you to get to the stuff on your phone that you like.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, and then I'm curious though if that adds them to the credentials, so that I don't know if it's probably going to be better on the battery if you're built into the phone's car key system than Tesla's. I don't know.
Next, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. Patrick, did you see this story about Tesla reaching out to suppliers and asking them to see if they could source their parts from anywhere else than China?
Uh-huh.
Yes. So we have talked about how Tesla tries to localize as much as possible where it makes sense, because the shorter your supply chain is, the less likely it is to be disrupted. And speaking of disruption, supply chains have been experiencing a lot of that because of tariffs. And so they get a lot of
US.
Yeah. So I'm not a lawyer, Mark, but here's if you can start a company in, say, Canada that brings in parts from China and then does some value add to them so you can export them to avoid the Chinese tariffs, you might have a business opportunity there. Don't take legal advice from podcasts.
Except at this point, anything coming in from Canada, well, right now it's a lot of them is covered under the CUSMA trade agreement, but maybe a 25% tariff slapped on it too. So
maybe.
Oh man, all right.
Yeah.
Well, there goes that idea. Too bad.
Well, this here is a sensor that I ordered, and it's a really nice sensor, but you can only get them from Sweden. And well, I directly had to pay 4 sets of tariff because I needed 2 of the boards and then 2 of the modules and then 2 boards. So I got ganked for an extra sensor because of our government in Sweden.
Yeah, so this is a complicated logistics game. Tesla is masterful at playing it, and so they're going to try to have suppliers where they can avoid the tariffs, backup suppliers so that the lines down doesn't happen, so they can still get the parts they need. And so working with your suppliers to make sure that you can get the stuff on time and at a good price is just anytime you are dependent on them, you want to work hand in hand with them to make sure that they can meet your demand. Yeah, and a lot of companies look at their suppliers as adversarially, and I think Tesla takes the opposite approach. And in some cases, they've even helped them make a better product because they're supplying it to Tesla. They've said, "Hey, you have this problem. Our engineering team can help you." And in return, we want some NRE payment, or you could give us X number of products for free, or something. Or they're still a for-profit company. They're not a charity. But so working with suppliers, including where they source things from, where they're manufactured, getting them land around the factory area. We've seen how we talked about their deal with Panasonic, and how, hey, we'll give you this half of this building. You guys can be there and do your thing. If you have a big enough relationship, you could even get to something like that, like they might do with chips, as we talked about in one of our Express shows. And after that Express show came out, I'm happy to say that I was watching ARC's Invest show, and someone asked about, hey, they said in the shareholder meeting they're going to make their own fab. Do you think that's true? And one of the ARC people said, building your own fab is a license to incinerate cash. So no, I don't think they're going to do it. Which lends credibility to our idea that they might do a partnership.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, so I think when you're their size and you're looking at like I just mentioned, buy 5 get 4 deal, and not 5 for free. No, pay for 5 and you only get 4. They would probably want to negotiate some much nicer terms, and as Patrick said, they have helped their suppliers be able to come in and get a leg up and help them help themselves. You know what I mean? Anyway, to help them get what they need, and some of the others do it, but not the same way that we've seen Tesla do it. Like they'll like kind of sponsor, hey, here's just build a factory in Mexico because we're China, and if you come in from Mexico, we'll pay 12% instead of 100%. Or hey, Ford says, oh, you're the only one that makes this, and we're going to get you to, you're going to help us do this. But sounds the same, but the way they implement it is typically different. So.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting that with the shifting sands of tariffs and what's going on, and what percentages are added or taken away, there seems to be a lot of stuff that's in flux. And Tesla, as they did with Canada, with importing vehicles from Germany over China or over the U.S., we're looking for ways to keep the price down and still get the vehicles to market.
Right.
So this is just another example of that, where they know that there are certain suppliers that have a setup in China where they supply all the parts from, and they're saying to those guys, you know what, you should probably think about putting a factory in North America or in the U.S. where we wouldn't be charged this extra fee, as Casey mentioned, when it's shipped from overseas back into the U.S. So. Yep. And GM is doing the same thing. They're going to their suppliers in China and saying, listen, you got to diversify where the product's coming from. We can't be hit with these tariffs on parts that we're importing into the U.S. to sell in U.S.-based cars. So this is a game that everybody's playing, trying to figure out how to navigate the tariff game.
Yeah, I was reading an article this weekend about Red Power Bikes and how they looks like they're going out of business. And somebody who commented on that story, they pointed out that his wife shut down her business because the customers were ordering a little bit less, and it wasn't worth their time to relocate to a place that had a better arrangement versus just retiring. So she said, all right, I'm out of the game, sell this, and I'm going to retire.
Yeah.
But if she was the only supplier of the quality you need, like of the sensors I have, they're the only ones. So if it was someplace else that wasn't Sweden, perhaps they pulled that same move, then for the things I'm sensing with that sensor, you're going to have a lower experience. That's not necessarily what we want either.
Yeah. So I just did a quick search, and it looks like LG is building a battery factory in Arizona. And that'll certainly help have those cells supplied right here from the U.S.
Yeah, LG, Catel did theirs and then sold it to Tesla. Toyota just opened theirs in North Carolina.
Right. So these factories are going to take some time to come online, but it's exactly what we were talking about, having supply lines that are close. It's not from Arizona. You can send the battery cells to California or Texas pretty easily.
Yeah. Pretty easily.
Yeah.
Either by rail or by truck.
Well, with that said, I think we will wrap it up this week. We thank everyone for being with us. If you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up on the video. Press that subscribe button. It helps out immensely, and we would really appreciate it. With that said, Casey, what do you got for shout-outs for us?
Catch us on the Tesla Life Express on Friday and Monday, and maybe some extras. If you've got that bell rung, you'll know exactly when we're doing it. Once we go on our premiere, boom, you can have a live chat with us. On Sunday, come ahead and chat with me over at Let's Chat with Casey and Friends over at Casey Green on X and YouTube. And I'd like to see you there. Patrick was here for the last one, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Patrick?
I want to do a special shout out today in addition to my normal stuff. So I just watched Climate Town. It's a YouTube channel. Raleigh Williams, he's a funny, smart guy. Had an episode on how algae fuels are greenwashing. So greenwashing, green slime. So definitely check that out if you're into environmental stuff and you think that, hey, algae fuels sound like a great solution. No. And he explains why. So check that out. As always, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org, and I blog lately daily at carswithcords.net, where I write about my future free from fossil fuels. Thanks.
Yes.
Patrick, don't burn yourself out by writing daily. Like don't get into a situation where you're like the New York Times. You're just pumping out things every day, every hour.
He started daily, and then he step back a little bit. On that, I want to go ahead and plug one of Patrick's articles that goes hand in hand with the algae scam. He has an article about carbon capture scam. So
yes.
Very good. Very good. Actually, we're covering one of Patrick's stories for one of the Express shows, so tune in for that.
Yeah.
But with that said, thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll get together next time and find out what's happening in the Tesla life.
I forgot to do the music again. I'm sorry, Lee.
Stay positive. Test negative.
Thanks, Lee, for the music.
Indeed.